All right, today we're making some pork belly, burnt ends, and we're gonna go from this to this. All right, here we go. Let's get these bad boys out here. So, came across pork belly burnt ends when we were down in Mankato. I went to a restaurant down there. We were looking for a place to eat. Everybody's ranting and raving about these pork belly burnt ends that they had at this restaurant, and we finally found the restaurant. I ended up there, looked at the menu, ordered pork belly, and looked at my wife and said I can do a better job. So we're going to go through here. We're going to do step by step on how to make pork belly. So we're going to start cutting. You want them cut them about cubes about that big right there? Because what we're going to do is we're going to sauce these things up and let them sit overnight. Here we go. We're going to cut these bad boys up. We're going to get them all nice, ready to go for the smoker tomorrow. Yeah, right there, just like that. Get some more going here. Tomorrow we'll put these on in the smoker. Well, smoke for a couple hours, and then we'll show you the magic that makes these things really good. Tell you what, these burnt ends have become a family favorite. If you want something that's cheap, that tastes just like ribs, the burnt ends are the way to go. I'll call them poor man's ribs. Really tasty. They're good. Melt in your mouth. That flavor ball right there, getting them all nice. These are kind of thick. They're thicker than I normally get them. If you can't find them at Walmart, you can definitely get them at Costco. Well, that's what we got ours. It's Costco. All right. Now here's a problem. If the kit's a cut a little bit too small, they may fall through the grates on your smoker. But it is what it is, right? Cut these bad boys up right here. All right, we got one more to go. All right, we got our pork belly right there, all ready to go. See it? We're good to go. So here's what the next step we're going to do. We're going to take some oil, and I got olive oil here. We're going to pour it or drizzle it on over the top of these here, and we're going to mix them up a little bit so that oil gets all nice and coating these things here. Because then we're going to hit them with the magic. All right, so now that they're nice and coated with some olive oil here, what I got here is some Sweet Creatures pork rub. And we're going to pour that on there. We're going to get these things nice and covered with the pork rub. And I would say be generous. Don't hold back. You want these things to get nice and covered for sitting overnight. All right, here we go. Get them covered. Feel like we can do some more here. Like I said, be generous. Don't hold back. So what's going to happen is we're going to put these in the refrigerator overnight. We're going to let them break down the meat a little bit. And get some of that flavor in meat. There we go. Check this out right here. Sure. Yeah, right there. We'll put that in our belly later. Here we go. All right, now that they're nice and covered, we're ready to stick them in the fridge.
Guess what today is? Today we're going to be smoking up them burnt ends that we prepared yesterday. Unfortunately today it's like rainy and crappy outside, so we're moved into my garage where you and we can stay dry. I do all my smoking in an electric smoker. One of the biggest disappointments I've had about it is it just doesn't ever seem like it put out enough smoke. No matter what I tried wetting the wood chips, I've tried pellets, I tried just lighting them on fire, and it just never seemed like it put out enough smoke. One thing that I found that was a complete game changer was getting one of these smoke tubes and filling this thing up. It goes for a couple hours straight and it puts out a lot of smoke. I'll put this down in the description so that you can get one for yourself. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fill that smoke tube with some apple wood pellets. I did also get me a funnel to funnel the apple wood pellets into here. It just seemed to be a lot easier. We'll get to what this blue thing is back here behind it in a moment, but I'm going to fill it up with our pellets now. Now that we got our smoke tube all filled, I'm going to explain to you why I've got a heat gun here. So you can use a torch if you want to light this thing, but I just found using a heat gun gets this thing going quickly and fast. So we're going to use that to get it going here. And we're just going to hold this thing right here and get that thing heated up. And you'll see it start on fire here in a moment. We like fire. And as it's getting ready to burst into flames here, you'll start to see it to start smoking at first. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but it's starting to smoke already. In any minute, any second here, it's going to burst into a flame. Got some sparks coming out. It's really starting to smoke now. Here we go. It's getting ready. Look at all that smoke that it's putting out. Holy cow. There we go. Now it's cooking. You get that side going. I usually try to get the other side going too, just to make sure that it's going to be staying lit. All right, so we're going to let that burn just like that for a little bit here while we get the smoker ready to go. So up here on the top of the smoker, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get it started. We're going to put it at 215 degrees. And then we'll set it for about 5 hours. All right, we got that set for 5 hours, and let that heat up, let this thing get nice and burning. And while we do that, we're going to go ahead and put our burnt ends on the racks to get them prepared for the smoker. All right, now we're going to put the burnt ends on the racks to get them ready to go into the smoker. These are our burnt ends that we prepared yesterday. Don't those look delicious? I can't wait to smoke them. They're going to taste so good. So what I do is I'll just take one and we'll get them all put on the racks here. Just set them on nice there, give them a little bit of space. Working them. Now we got them all racked up. We're going to go back over to the smoker. I'm going to show you how that smoke tube works and where I put it inside the smoker, how I feel like it's going to get the best smoke. As you can see, this thing's got a nice flame going on it now. So now we can blow it out to go ahead and get it to smoke. Normally I've got some leather gloves, but I'm not going to take the time to look for them today. My garage is a complete mess. So I'm going to blow it out. Now, that thing's going to keep smoking just like that for hours to come. And what I will normally do is I will open up my smoker, and we're going to bring this a little bit closer here so you can see right where I put it. Okay? You see the heating elements right down here? I will put the smoke thing right into there because it fits in there just perfectly. I'm grabbing it with the towel because I don't want to burn my hand, but we'll set that bad boy right into there. Well, normally it fits in there. I don't know why it's not fitting in there. We'll put it in there just like that. And look at all that smoke that it's putting out. Now we're ready to put our burnt ends in to get them smoking. Yeah, look at that thing smoking. All right, we'll get our burnt ends in here. Each rack. Oh yeah, look at that smoke. You can taste them already. All right, so this is what the setup looks like when you're ready to go. We'll close that thing up and we're going to let it sit for a couple hours. Actually, in an hour, we're going to come out here and we're going to rotate the racks so that everything gets an even smoke. And then we're going to smoke them for about 3 hours. And then we're going to show you with magic. It's been about an hour. We're going to rotate those racks. Get ready for all the smoke. Check that out. Here we go. Look at these things. These things are starting to look really tasty. Can't wait. All right, so we're gonna rotate them. We'll move the middle one down. And in about an hour, we'll be back to rotate them again. All right, now it's time to pull them burnt ends out, and we're going to hit them with some honey, some brown sugar, and a stick of butter. Let's do it. All right, so we got our burnt ends out of the smoker, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to add the honey, and then we're going to add the brown sugar. So what happens, we're going to add the honey onto them, put the brown sugar so that the brown sugar will stick to the honey, and then we're going to put some butter in there, put it back in the smoker. Now we're going to take our brown sugar, we're going to sprinkle that over the top of these. Now, I'm generous with it. What this is going to do is it's going to give the sweetness back to these bad boys. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to stick some butter in there. What I'll do is I'll quarter up the butter just so that we get chunks in different areas here. Oops. Tell you what, when we get done with these things are going to be so good. They're going to melt in your mouth. All right. We got our butter on here. We'll move it around a little bit here so it's not all in one spot. Got some butter on there. Okay. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to cover this with some aluminum foil, and then we're going to put it back in the smoker for another hour. Yeah, look at those things right there. Don't those look delish? All right, so like I said, we're going to hit them with some Sweet Baby Ray's. And then we're going to put them back in to the smoker for about another half hour. All right, we just gave them some Sweet Baby Ray's. We're going to put them back in the smoker for about another half hour. Get that barbecue sauce to caramel up and be nice and tasty. I can't wait. These things look so good. Hey, we are finally done with our burnt ends. Let's go get them out of the smoker. Look at those. Don't they look delish? Yum, yum, yum.